Hello, welcome, boys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, young and old, subscribers and newbies. This is number 7 in my Word of the Month bullet journal challenge. The quote I am writing out is from Corrie Ten Boom, and it says, "Although the threads of my life have often seemed knotted, I know by faith that on the other side of the embroidery there is a crown." The word of the month for August is Virago. Virago has 2 different definitions. The first one is a loud, overbearing woman, and the second one is a woman of great stature, strength, and courage. I wanted to use this month to go over some women, fictional and non-fictional, that I think possess some really positive qualities, heroic qualities, I guess. But I kind of also wanted to go like super negative. So one of the spreads has some lady characters that I would not look up to or admire. So I printed out quite a few photos from Pinterest, so none of these photos are mine. I just printed them off on my, I think it's called Phomemo printer, the little square up at the top right screen here. And since that printer prints off only black and white photos, I decided to use some colorful watercolor tape. In this first spread, you will see Galadriel, Katniss Everdeen, Helen Keller, and I think kind of a random warrior woman. I don't know, I just thought the picture was cool. Then I wrote out some qualities I feel like the ideal woman would have. Courage, kindness, refined, integrity, goodwill, bold, strength. And for clarification, refined does not mean like dainty or fancy. I'm talking about the biblical version of that word that involves, as a believer, going with God's plan, which is when things don't go your way, when things are crazy, just going with God, digging into God and letting Him refine you through those circumstances. And now on to the calendar spread. The last several months I've been doing a different kind of look, but this month I just really wanted to go back to the more classic looking calendar. So instead of having different columns to represent like general planning, content creation planning, and writing kind of a thing, I'm doing more of a color code. This spread is featuring 2 real life women. One is Harriet Beecher Stowe, who wrote the book Uncle Tom's Cabin, and the other one is Corrie Ten Boom. The quote is from Helen Keller. "Face your deficiencies and acknowledge them, but do not let them master you. Let them teach you patience, sweetness, insight." Sticker I'm struggling with is of Corrie Ten Boom, and I read about her when I was younger, but let me read you a little excerpt about her from Wikipedia. Cornelia Arnolda Johanna Corrie Ten Boom was a Dutch watchmaker and later a Christian writer and public speaker who worked with her father Caspar Ten Boom, her sister Betsy Ten Boom, and other family members to help many Jewish people escape from the Nazis during the Holocaust in World War II by hiding them in her home. They were caught and she was arrested and sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp. Her famous book, The Hiding Place, is a biography that recounts the story of her family's efforts and how she found and shared hope in God while she was imprisoned at the concentration camp. We have moved on to another spread, and this one I just focused on the women of the Lord of the Rings movies. The spreads themselves are the trackers on the left and a reading log on the right. I do want to read to you about Harriet Beecher Stowe because she is a writer that I definitely look up to and hope to one day be like. The Wikipedia says, Harriet Elizabeth Beecher Stowe was an American author and abolitionist. She came from the Beecher family, a religious family, and became best known for her novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, which depicts the harsh conditions experienced by enslaved African Americans. The book reached an audience of millions as a novel and play, and became influential in the United States and in Great Britain, energizing anti-slave forces in the American North, which provoked widespread anger in the South. Stowe wrote 30 books, including novels, 3 travel memoirs, and a collection of articles and letters. She was influential both for her writings and for her public stances and debates on social issues of the day. I have a biography of Harriet Beecher Stowe that I started reading, have not finished. Even just reading this short synopsis of her life. I learned so much. I did not know that her book became a play. And I also did not know that she wrote 30 books. And I love that she took part in debates. This is the 1800s, and we have a woman who is debating people. I think that's so cool. Now I want to be even more like her. Respect, lady, respect. Sorry, I'm running behind on everything. I'm excited about this topic. So this is my writing spread, even though I definitely forget to label it as such. But I decided to focus on Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games for this spread. And I wanted to focus on the moment that made her a hero. You've got her fighting and all this stuff, but when did she become a hero? And I would say the moment she became a hero was when she volunteered to take her sister's place in the Hunger Games. And I wrote out later the word self-sacrifice. That is a quality that I would like to have in our culture, in the Western culture, United States culture, where I am from and live. We're not really into self-sacrifice. There's a lot of causes that people post about, or I wear clothes about, or all this stuff. I'm very vocal about. But what about the sacrifice? What are you sacrificing for these causes that you believe in? And honestly, I don't know that I've really sacrificed much. And I think that's something that we don't really think about much these days. We are on the final spread, which is the content creation spread. And I kind of went the opposite of Virago. Definitely not about courageous women. Although you could say that they fit the loud, boisterous part. So loud, boisterous, but not exactly courageous, I would say. So we've got Cruella de Vil and Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And again, these are not my photos. I just print them off Pinterest. I will try to remember to put a link in the description below so you guys can see the photos that I've been using in my bullet journal. Then I made a choice which, looking back, it seems a little weird for this particular spread with the villains. I used a Bible verse. Well, it turned into a long Bible passage, 1 Peter 1, 3-9, which I will not attempt to read the entirety of. Go read it for yourself, people. 1 Peter 1, 3-9. I used the ESV, or the English Standard Version. And yes, read it for yourself because it's really good. And it doesn't exactly fit with the villain theme, but you know, whatever. And then it was so long, I had to cut out a piece of the tape. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. And if you want to see more videos from this channel, especially my Word of the Month Bullet Journal Challenge, please subscribe and ring the bell so that you get all the notifications from my channel. And then you should see a card that links to the playlist, because there are 6 other Word of the Month videos that you need to watch. So just do it.